Psalm 49, day 49. Let's go. Don't depend on the wealth. Listen to this, all you people. Pay attention. Everyone in the world, high and low, rich and poor. Listen. For my words are wise and my thoughts are filled with insight. I listen carefully to many proverbs and solve riddles with the inspiration from a harp. Why should I fear when trouble comes, when enemies surround me? They trust in their wealth and boast of their riches. Yet they cannot redeem themselves from death by paying a ransom to God. Redemption does not come so easily for the one who can ever pay enough to live forever and never see the grave. Those who are wise must finally die, just like the foolish and senseless, leaving all their wealth behind. The grave is their eternal home, where they will stay forever. They may name their estates after themselves, but their fame will not last. They will die, just like animals. This is the fate of fools, though they are remembered as being wise. Like sheep, they are led to the grave, where death will be their shepherd. In the morning, the godly will rule over them. Their bodies will rot in the grave, far from the grand estates. But as for me, God will redeem my life. He will snatch me from the power of the grave. So don't be dismayed when the wicked grow rich and their homes become ever more splendid. For when they die, they take nothing with them. Their wealth will not follow them into the grave. In this life, they consider themselves fortunate and are applauded for their success. But they will die like all before them and never again see the light of day. People who boast in their wealth don't understand. They will die just like animals. Let's go to the top here and look at something. He says, don't depend on wealth. That's the first point, right? Let's not depend on our wealth. High and low, rich and poor, listen, for my words are wise and my thoughts are filled with insight. When God, the Holy Spirit, gives you insight, that's it's worth more than anything you can ever imagine. It's like one God word is better than a million man-made words, right? One God idea is better than a million ideas. There is a time and a place to where we look at the income that we have and the finances we have, and we say, this will not get me anywhere other than the next day. And so will trusting in God. And that's what we have to really remember. There is a time and a place where we will come to that understanding. It took me a while to come to that understanding that it does not matter how much I have. It does not matter how much I don't have. No matter what I choose to do with the very minute, the very hour, the very day that I have is all that matters. As a hospice chaplain, I've sat in many hospital beds, in many homes where people were passing and dying, whether it be children or adults. And I can tell you this, I have never in my life heard somebody cry out to the God of money and say, money, save me. I have never heard a man, a woman, or child, anyone ever cry out to their relatives to save them, to their friends to save them. They've always cried out to God. I don't care how much of an atheist you are, I've always heard them cry out to God. Oh, God, help me. And it's interesting to me because that same God that they're crying out to in death, they denied in life because they depended on themselves. And I give mercy and love and compassion to people when they're passing. I hold their hand, I hug them, I lay with them. It does not matter what is going on. I want them to know that this is what God's love this is a part of what God's love feels like. To trust in your own self, to trust in your own wealth, to trust in your own riches will only lead you to an empty, dark place. Do not ever let this world and its agenda distract you from what you're called to do as a child of God. Because otherwise, if you are a child of this world, you are a child of the devil. And the God of this world, the devil, will give you whatever you want. By all accounts, I guess he's a good God if he gives you whatever you want, right? Even an evil father will give you what you want. But the reality is it what you need? Is it truly what you need? Because you cannot redeem your own self. You cannot buy your way out. You can be able to buy a mansion, but it does not make a home, he said, right? You can be able to afford all the health insurance you want, but it doesn't give you health. You can buy your friends and your family and your spouse, but it doesn't make you connected. It's just bought. Don't let the ransom that God gave for our lives be something that you just forsake in vain. Jesus Christ, the greatest ransom ever put up for us. His one drop of his blood is worth more than the entire world. One drop of his blood on that cross cleansed the entire world. And there's something powerful and majestic about that. It doesn't matter how much money you have when you're on a cross, it will not buy your way out. The only thing you can do to redeem yourself, the only thing you can do to redeem the moment that you have, is to cry out to Jesus. Say, Lord, save me. Because you're not going to cry out to Benjamin Franklin, to Andrew Jackson. You're not going to cry out to them. You're going to cry out to God. And he is mighty and righteous to save. So fear God when trouble comes. Don't fear man. Fear God when you feel that your understanding of life is fading. Don't fear that you don't have enough money to pay for your bills. God will make a way where there was no way. I just want you to know this, that I love you and I care for you, and I pray that as this world continues to shrink down into the microcosm of hell it is, this moment right here is meant for you to seek the face of God. Get on your own face, prostrate yourself, and ask for forgiveness. May God truly bless you and keep you. See you tomorrow.